Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this video, we will present about our material about pest and disease identification of mango from field survey and their control programs. Next. Our group members consist of first me, Muhammad Dafir, number 104, Karansky Eskial Putra, study number 108, and then Putra Setia Dharma, with study number 109, Medici Romero, and Carol Flores. Next. Our mango profile is, the name is Supriyatno, the age is 46 years old, and then the background is bachelor degrees, experience in agriculture are 7 years, and the land area is 200 meters squares, and the outdoor plants is durian and avocado. Next. Mango plant. In the systematic nomenclature of plants, the mango classified as follows: Kingdom Plantae, Division Spermatophyta, Subdivision Angiosperms, Class Dicotyledonea, Order Sapindales, Family Anaseridaceae, Genus Mangifera, and then species Mangifera indica. The mango plants grow in the form of an upright trunk tree, many branches, and leafy and green all year round. Plant height adults can reach 10 to 40 meters, with an age can reach more than 100 years. The morphology of the mango plant consists of roots, stems, leaves, and flowers. Flowers produce fruits and seeds that can generatively grow into the new plants. Pracaya 2011. Next. Mango stem borer. The mango stem borer, or the Coleoptera cerambicidae, is one of the important pests in mango cultivation. The stem borer attack can cause twigs, branches to the main stem to whiter and then dead. Bathyscera rufomaculata is a species of beetle in the family Cerambicidae. This species is also part of genus Bathyscera, order Coleoptera, class Insecta, phylum Arthropoda, and kingdom Animalia. At the beginning of attack, it was seen the holes that excreted it in the form of hooks, such as sawdust on the mango shoots or branches. Then, the branches that show these symptoms will dry up and die. Because the branch that gets the first attack dies, then the borer goes to the part of the plant that is still alive, namely the main stem, so that the main stem will appear holes accompanied by the discharge of dirt. In this advanced attack, the entire plant will die. Mango stem borer control can be done by the common controls: cover the host by using wood or bamboo that has previously been given or smeared with pesticides. Pesticides commonly used are Decis or deltamethrin and Marsal or carbosulfan. If it's severe, then the entire tree trunk is painted using lime mixed with pesticide. If there are branches that are affected by pests and are not traceable, then pruned. Control that should be carried out: monitoring the phenology of mango grow with the aim of knowing the critical phase of the onset of an attack, namely during the budding phase. Then apply an insecticide with the active ingredient imidacloprid during the critical phase or shoot with an interval of 1 week. If there is an attack marked by holes in the twig or branch, the first step of control can be carried using biological agent in the form of the bacterium Cerataria marcensis. If the attack continues, it is indicated by the presence of dirt coming out of the hole. Then pruning is carried out so about 10 centimeters below the light hoist without wait for the plants parts to dry. Next. The first mango pest is whitefly. Classification of whitefly: Bemisia tabasi, kingdom Metazoa, phylum Arthropoda, subphylum Uniramia, class Insecta, order Hemiptera, suborder Sternorhyncha, superfamily Alerodoidea, family Alerodoideae, and genus Bemisia, as well as the Bemisia tabasi species. Whitefly is one of the important pests on plants. The pest was first discovered in Indonesia in 1938 on tobacco plants, also open 1981. Symptoms of P. tabasi attack necrotic spot and chlorosis on the leaves caused by damage to cell and leaf tissue due to Neem attack an adult insect. In high population condition, whitefly attack can inhibit plant growth. The whitefly on mango plants usually appear in the dry seasons. The presence of the whitefly can trigger the growth of sooty mold. In addition, these plants can also spread viruses. This is because whitefly produce a sticky substance called honeydew. Usually, this honeydew is on the back of the leaves. This honeydew then attract the growth of sooty molds. Next.
The next one is whitefly control. Common control is done by spraying it using insecticide mixed with detergent. Detergent are used to that insecticide can penetrate the waxy coating on the body of the mealybug. If the pest attack is severe, then spraying can be done every 10 days to prevent the pest from appearing. Spraying is done every 3 weeks with insecticide mixed with fungicide. A control that should be carried out first biological control by utilizing natural enemies consisting of parasitoid, predator, insect, pest, pathogen. For whitefly predator from the genus Macrolupus or Dicipus is known to be able to reduce whitefly population. Fungi from the Entomopales group were also found to be able to infect whitefly, including Conidiobulus spp, Entomopora spp, and Zoopotora spp. Then you can also use vegetable or chemical pesticides selectively to restore the pest population to the principle of balance. Insecticides can be used are acetylpyrimide, bupropion, and carbosulfan. Neem seed powder is effective in controlling whitefly pests. Mango boils. Mango boils on mango trees is caused by the boil fly Procontrarinia mateiana. This fly comes from the family Cecidomidae. Boil flies are often called cecid flies. They are small and black in color with clear wings. The symptoms that use from mango boils appear mainly on the leaf, but sometimes also on the shoots, inflorescence, and young fruits of the mango tree. Young fruits also shows an exit hole at the base of the stalk. Infected mango shoots have almost no inflorescence, which can greatly reduce yields. Mango boils control. Control can be done by pruning twigs, and also shoots that have been affected must be cut within a range of 15 to 30 centimeters from the location of symptoms of the pest boils. This is done in the order to reduce the number of boils. In addition, you can also do chemical control by treating the tree bark with immediate pest to reduce ticks that move up and down in the mango tree area. In this step of chemical control, it is considered to be a powerful way for fleas to get away quickly. For prevention, loosening the soil can reduce the proliferation of boils, where the adult insects that have just emerged will fall from tree boil to the ground. After that, they will climb back up the mango tree to be able to mate, lay eggs, and reproduce easily if you prevent them regularly. Monitoring your garden can also be used as a way to detect infestation of ticks so they don't spread further. In addition, regulating the use of fertilizer so that is no excessive is also mandatory for those of you who want to have a mango tree free from gnawing boils. The last way to prevent boil is to water regularly when the dry season is entered. The method is used to prevent plant from being stressed due to drought. Because if it's dry, it doesn't cover the potential of boils multiply more quickly in the mango tree area.
The next is sooty moth. Symptoms of plants that are attacked by sooty moth are initially characterized by the presence of white spots on the leaves. The white spots develop rapidly and form a black sticky layer on the leaf surface. The white spots are fungi that cause spot ponds. There are two pathogens that cause spot pond disease, namely Meiola sp, which causes death in plant tissue cell, and Capnodium sp, which only inhibits plant growth. Most of the initial attacks begin with the presence of mealybugs. These mealybugs gather under the leaves and from colonize sucking sugar from the plant. The sugar stimulates the growth of the Sotifungus. The Sotifungus will take food from the affected area. Factors that influence powdery mildew disease are suitable environmental conditions. That is, when the rainy season, but dry or hot, flower ponds can develop well at temperatures of 22 until 26 degrees Celsius, with humidity reaching 18 until 88%. Mushroom-like plants that have these dense leaves. When the sun is full, the fungus is protected by the thick leaf. The wind also carries the powdery mildew fungus to other plants. Next. The next is Sotimulch control. Control can be done by using a formulation of neem oil, which is a broad-spectrum organic compound that can also ward off the white flies and aphids. Its chemical control is neat. It can be done by using synthetic insecticide of the organophosphate family, such as malathion. Then the prevention, you can trim leaves that are too thick so that sunlight can enter and the humidity around the trees does not become high. Next. Thank you for your attention. That's from all. If you have any question, you can ask in forum Spada. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.